Here's how I updated this weird little bar area in our house to actually work for our family. I started with ripping everything out and getting it back to baseline, and then decided I wanted to make this a functional place for my kid to store all of his toys. I don't know about you, but we do not have a playroom. Now, I didn't have any tools, so I borrowed a saw from my friend Sabrant, and I borrowed some power tools from my dad. I love the slatted wood look, but I had no idea how much more difficult getting all of the wood finished would be than actually just painting. This project took me a long time. It was like, one day you'll have your toys over here. After I got each slat cut and sanded, I went through with Minwax Simply White and stained every single board. I'm using pine, and I feel like the Simply White really helps cut out the yellow in the wood. And then I went through and I sealed every single board as well. I did 3 coats of polyurethane and sanded in between each coat. The tool I was the most scared to use was the brad nailer. Here I am using it for the first time, and look how proud I am of myself. I'm like, I can't believe I did it. I felt really grateful that a lot of people were willing to let me borrow their tools so I could see my vision come to life. Now that all of the boards were done and prepped, it was time to finally get them installed for real. I was so excited for this point. In order to get the perfect spacing for the slats, I had a dowel that I put in between each and every slat so that it would just be the exact same spacing across the entire back of the slat wall. After I got all the slats in, I had to test how a shelf would look, and then I had to move on to finishing work. Because this was my first woodworking project ever, I made a lot of mistakes when it came to the brad nailer, and I made a lot of holes. I used this wood filler putty to mix a custom color with brown and white to make sure that it matched how I had stained my boards. I went through and I just kept filling, and then it was finally time to get to the part of the project I was so excited for, adding shelves. I added a bracket on both sides of the nook and along the back so that I could just place my shelf on the top and then nail it into place. For the shelves, I did the same stain and polyurethane treatment, and then it was the moment I had been waiting for, adding toys to the nook. I was so happy with how it turned out, and look at my son's reaction to seeing this for the first time. He's so stinking cute, and he loves it. Still uses it today.